Today we're going to be talking about order of operations. When we have the order of operations, we're going to be using PEMDAS. Order of operations are rules to follow when solving a long string of computations. The rules help you know what you should do first. The order is parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division, addition and subtraction. You complete the steps in order from first down to sixth, moving from left to right for each step. For multiplication and division, or for addition and subtraction, you work at them at the same time. Remember, you move from left to right though when you're working with both. You can use the sentence, "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally," to remember the order of operations in order. You can see that the beginning of each word starts with the parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division, addition and subtraction. By remembering the sentence, you can easily list out the order of operations. Let's try this first problem where I'm going to use the order. So I start with parentheses first, and you can see that you have 2 times 1 to the third power. Now looking at this, I know that 1 to the third power needs to be done first because on the order of operations list, exponents comes before multiplication. So I know that 1 times 1 times 1 equals 1. So I'm going to cross this out and just put 1. I know that 2 times 1 is going to equal 2, so I cross this out and just put 2. Now that I've done parentheses, I move on to exponents, and I can tell this problem doesn't have any more exponents in it. I then move on to multiplication and division, working from left to right. So start at the left, and I have 6 divided by 2, and that's the division part, and I know that 6 divided by 2 is going to be 3, so I cross this off and put 3. Now I'm done with multiplication and division. I move on to addition and subtraction. I have 3 minus 2 now, and I know that's going to be 1, so my final answer is 1. I'm going to do the same steps for this problem as well. I have 2 times parentheses 3 divided by 1 to the 8th power parentheses to the 2nd power. So using the steps, I'm going to start. And I know that I have to do parentheses first, but I first do the exponents instead of the division. And I know that 1 times 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 1 is going to equal 1. So now I'm just going to have 2x parentheses 3 divided by 1 parentheses squared. Now I do the rest of what's in parentheses, which is 3 divided by 1, and I know that's going to equal 3. So I have 2 times 3 squared now. Now I'm moving on to exponents since I did the parentheses. My exponent is the 2, or 3 squared, which I know 3 times 3 is 9. So now I have 2 times 9. No more exponents, so I move on to multiplication and division, and I have 2 times 9, and I know that's going to equal 18. And that's my final answer. There's no more computations to solve. Let's go ahead and solve this problem using PEMDAS. I have parentheses first, so I'm solving what is inside the parentheses, and I have division and I have subtraction, but I'm going to do my division first so that I can do subtraction second, since that's the order of operations. So I have 2 divided by 2, and I know that's going to be 1. And I have 8 divided by 8, and I know that's going to be 1. And then I have divide by 8 on the outside of parentheses. By rewriting the problem, you can clearly see what you need to do next. So in parentheses, I have 1 minus 1, so I have 0, and I still have divide by 8. 0 divided by 8 is going to be 0. Your final answer is 0. By using the order of operations, you can easily solve long strings of computations. If you don't use PEMDAS, you will come up with the wrong answer. You must always use PEMDAS when you have a lot of computations in one problem.